Okay, so I closed this deal and wanted to do a quick video on how to process the deal, since that's something that you'll be responsible for here, I think, in the future. So the deal. So I closed the deal. That could take a couple different forms. This is for Pix DocLib. The different forms that could take. So every deal has a quote that needs to be signed. Some deals also have a PO, and once a quote is signed, typically we ask the client if there is a PO that is needed for that deal. A lot of current clients don't need POs for like one-off projects that they're doing, whereas new clients typically always need a PO associated with the deal. So anyway, it's kind of a case-by-case basis whether or not a PO is needed. But there are a couple of key things that we need to look at and monitor in order to determine when a deal is closed. So for new clients, we oftentimes are doing Docusigns, since there's agreements associated with projects that are included. So if there's any question about this, just ask the sales rep or the account executive who closed the deal what should be included. But so for instance, when a Docusign deal is closed, it comes in through this email here with all of the appropriate, opened on the wrong screen here, hang on. It comes in with all of the appropriate, like the quote. So here we see we've got the quote signed. It didn't bring in some of the text, but we got the agreement signed. For whatever reason, this isn't coming in quite right. So what we would do here, regardless, we're going to save as. We're going to type in signed in all caps, underscore. We want to make sure the client name is there, as well as the quote name in the title. And you can see I already saved this off into that particular business. So if it's a new prospect, they will be under the DocLib Sales Account Management, under ES Prospect folder. And these are all the prospects associated with that. So this particular one is Polaris Pharma. Right here, and you can see I already saved that off. If they're a client, you just go into ES client folders and it'll all be in here. So that's saved off. Once it's saved, you'll be able to find it under that folder, and here we should be able to see the document better. Yeah, so you see we got all of the agreements signed here and saved off. So that's first step one. So if there's a PO associated with it, here we got a PO as well. So we're going to do the same thing, save as. We're going to do signed as the prefix underscore, and then save it off into that company's folder. This particular deal, we got 2 POs, so we saved off a total of 3 documents here, as you can see. If it's easier, since there's a lot of info in here, you can also create a new folder and do signed documents, and take these 3, throw them in there. Okay. So that is step one, is we want to get all of the signed documents saved into the SharePoint folder under DocLib Sales and Account Management. Step 2 is to open up Connectwise. So when you open up Connectwise, it'll take you to this screen. What we're going to do here is we're going to go to Sales. We're going to go to My Opportunities. If you're processing this deal for another sales rep, you'll need to type in their name here. Then you'll need to search for that particular company's deal. So this one we know is Polaris Pharma. You can do an asterisk to find the deal. First thing we want to do is to make sure that this revenue number is correct in the deal. So in the quote, when you hit on view quote, that's going to take us into another window that is called Connectwise Cell, another module within Connectwise that's used to build our quotes. So that deal, we're going to go in and we're going to click on this little green, or this little sprout. This is for our opportunity. So once we click on that icon, it's going to open up the Connectwise opportunity. And what we want to do is make sure each of these are set properly. So professional services, every time we're either going to have professional services, we'll usually always have professional services. We'll have the subscriptions and managed services, or maybe some other subscription line there. If there's anything else, make sure you ask your sales rep what that should fall under. So professional services, in the drop down, we want to make sure it's services. They're always one time. For managed services, any subscription based line or category, we want to have either as product or managed service, doesn't matter too much. And we want to make sure that that is under monthly. Okay. And then we'll hit save. This is basically just making sure that all of the various details of this quote, the line items on this quote, the actual things we're selling to the customer on this quote are added into the opportunity. So we'll go into my opportunities, we'll hit refresh, and you see that number changed. Now it's 44,000. So we needed to refresh that revenue number. This is important because this is what's going to reflect in our reporting on how we're performing for PickStockLab as a company. To double check, you can always come in here and you could go into the actual deal, open up your calculator. You can talk to the sales rep about what should be what's included. So for professional services, we have 20,000. Here we'll go to the 20,000 for professional services is a one-time investment. Recurring investments, $2,000 a month. So we'll do 2,000 times 12 plus 20,000. So it should be 44,000. We go into Connectwise, the revenue is 44,000. So we're good to go. Next step, the close date. We want that to be today's date, so October 8th. We want the stage to be turned to 1, and we want the status to be changed to 1. And then we're going to save. We're going to hit next, and we're going to hit save. Then we're going to go into the attachments. We're going to hit plus, we're going to hit browse, and then we're going to pull in all of the signed documents that are related to this deal. And we're going to hit save and close. So we're going to hit plus, we're going to hit browse, we're going to click on the next document. After we find that in the file browser, then we'll hit save and close. And for this particular deal, we have 3 documents to add. Plus, browse, save and close. Now the final step for this deal is we're going to click on activities. We're going to click plus, the new item sign. We're going to do set up project. And then we will say the company name, Polaris Pharma. We're going to change that type to a task. Doesn't matter any of this stuff as long as the opportunity is correct. We want to make sure it's the right opportunity. We're going to click this clock and we're going to say this deal has closed. Please set up the project. Then we're going to do under status, we're going to do closed plus new follow-up. Then we're going to hit save and close. Then we'll hit OK. We're going to click the plus sign next to the resources section of Connectwise. Now your actual Connectwise may be mixed up. You can move these around. So if you want to make sure that you're seeing exactly what I'm seeing, you can move these sections. But you're going to hit the plus sign. You're going to click SLD, which is Sharon Doyle. She's the finance person going to be responsible for setting up this project. You're going to click owner, save, send. You're going to delete the sales rep or yourself off of that as a resource. And then if it's a new deal or if there's software that's been purchased, again, just ask your sales rep if you have questions. Click new item, and you're going to hit NLO. Nancy Oliver is also going to be on this. We're going to hit save and send, and then we'll hit save and close. Now, if it's also a new customer, we also need to have them set up an agreement. So we're going to hit plus. We're going to do set up agreement. Polaris Pharma. We're going to turn that into a task. We're going to click this deal also needs a new agreement set up. We're going to do close the new follow-up under status, save and close. And hit OK. Then we'll hit the plus sign for resources, SLD, going to be the owner, save and send. NLO, going to save and send. And we're going to delete off ourselves or the sales rep off that task, save and close. Now, this deal has been processed. So what does that mean? If we go under our browser, we go to Bright Gauge. This is basically just the tracker for how we're doing as a company for picks. We're going to log into our Bright Gauge. You may not necessarily have to do this. I'm just showing you what exactly is happening here. Once we save or close a deal. So once we hit verify there, it makes out this other stuff. You can see this updated our closed one this month. And you can see our Design RX Polaris Pharma for $44,000 was added. And that's how you process a deal that was closed and we received the signed documents through Docusign. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how we would process a deal that was closed through the through Connectwise Cell or through what's called the order porter. So I'm going to go and just mock this up so that we can show it. Bear with me. So I'm just mocking it up. I'm actually unprocessing the deal so that we can show how this works. Okay. So under in our email here, if we have a deal that is processed through Connectwise, meaning the sales rep sent the deal to the client through the Connectwise Cell platform, which we just saw, the deal is going to return back to that client after it's approved from sellorders@connectwise.com is the contact that's sending this. And we're going to have order approved. That is really important. So if you look here, we've got a couple different types of emails that could be received from Connectwise. So order porter visited. We could have a copy of the actual quote sent. Quote approved is from the manager. So, you have an approver. So quote approved is not, the deal has not been closed. The manager of that sales rep has approved it to be sent to the client. So the only time the deal is closed is when we receive an email that has a subject line of order approved. This is going to show, again, this person signed through Connectwise, and you can find their signature here. You can also note that the deal may also have a PO number at the bottom there that will be important. So in order to we're going to do the same process. I'm actually going to copy the name of this. We're going to go under File, Save As. We're going to choose a different folder. This is a current client. So we're going to go under ES client folders. We're going to go to RX site. And as you can see, we already have this signed, but just for sake of demonstration, we're going to paste the name of the quote in there, do signed underscore, and you see we already have that in there, so I won't save it. So after that's saved, so again, we received this email with the signed document, save that off into the SharePoint site. We're going to go again into sales, my opportunities, make sure it's under the right rep name, RX site. That's the correct deal. Now, this is a little bit different. We still want to make sure the revenue is correct, but in quote, after we make sure the revenue is correct, so we're going to go into the quote. We're going to click on our opportunity icon. We're going to double check, make sure this is correct. You see this is not correct. We're going to make this a product. We're going to make it monthly. I'm going to save that. I want to worry about this one. This one's a little bit different, but since it was already processed, we're going to hit win though. Sometimes, most of the time, if somebody approves an order through Connectwise, we have the win tab available. If it's not, don't worry, just process it like it was a Docusign, through the actual opportunities. Under quote status info, we're going to change this to 1. We're going to change it to posted. We're going to hit save. That's it. Here we're going to come back. We're going to update, refresh the opportunity, hitting the refresh. We're going to do today. We're going to do, or this was actually closed yesterday. We're going to change the stage to 1. I'm going to change the status to 1. This pulled in something funky. So I'm actually going to just delete this so that it's right. Again, if the revenue is wrong, I would just have, after you've done what we just showed, I would just have your sales rep take a look at it, and they might do something like I just did. But anyway, still, we're going to want the status 1, or stage 1, status 1, save, next, save. We're going to go into attachments. I already added the signed document. We're going to do the plus sign, browse. We're going to go to ES clients. We're going to go to RX site, the signed document here. We'd open it and save it, and then we'd hit save and close. We didn't add a document because it's already added here. Under activities, you'll note I set up this already, but we're only going to do setup project because we don't have new software. We don't need a new agreement and so forth. So we're going to, we did the same process, but only included Sharon Doyle and did not include Nancy. So it's the same process of setup project, RX site. The type should actually be task. Must have missed this last night. Typed in this project closed, please set up the project, did closed plus new follow-up under the status, made sure it was for that particular date, clicked the plus resource, Sharon Doyle, click send after I added her, removed myself, save and close. All right, and that's how you would process a deal that's been closed through Connectwise Order Porter system. Again, we can show bright gauge should actually not change much. Since that deal was already closed and I was just kind of unprocessing it to reprocess it to show you. I'll log in. So as you can see under ES closed one this month, we drill down into this. There's RX site. Perfect. So that's that. That's how you process an order in Connectwise.